Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through the noise to bring you the really essential stuff. Today, we're looking at a pretty remarkable aviation incident,
Hmm.
a routine flight, yeah. But it turned into this incredibly high-stakes emergency, like moments after takeoff.
Yeah, we're talking about RPC 7250. It was a Cebu Pacific ATR-72.
Right, and the core of it, an
Yeah.
engine fire that started at just 600 feet.
Exactly. So our mission, for this deep dive is really to unpack what happened. We've got the official investigation report and a storyboard document, too.
Okay.
We'll trace the whole thing step by step. January 7th of 2009, about 7:02 low in the morning. Scheduled flight, Manila to Cataclan.
And we need to understand how the crew handled it.
Absolutely. Analyze their response, what went wrong mechanically, and crucially, what safety lessons came out of it. It could have been much, much worse.
Yeah, definitely. With 58 people on board,
Yeah.
let's see, 3 pilots, 2 cabin crew, 53 passengers. I mean, the stakes were just incredibly high from the get-go. Okay, let's get into it. So picture this. You're on board. Everything seems totally normal at the start.
Right. Standard stuff. Pre-flight checks, cockpit prep, the briefings, engine start for both engines, taxiing out, takeoff. It all went, by the book.
And the pilot in command, the PIC, they were the one actually flying the plane, the PIs.
Correct. PIC was PF, first officer was PNF, pilot not flying, handling comms monitoring systems. And according to both of them, everything looked fine. All the parameters, the instruments, normal.
Okay. So when did things start to go sideways?
Well, it was quick. They're climbing out, passing 600 feet, hitting acceleration altitude. That's kind of a key point in the climb.
Right.
And bam, first sign of trouble. The airplane performance monitor, the APM caution light comes on.
What does that monitor actually do?
It basically tracks critical flight parameters, performance stuff. A caution light is often, your first heads up that something isn't quite right.
Okay. So the captain saw that?
Yeah, and immediately told the first officer, reset it.
Okay. And did that fix it, or what happened right after that reset?
No, just a few seconds later, things escalated. Big time. The engine on fire warning lit up on the CAP, the crew alerting panel.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't subtle. You get the red master warning flashing, a repetitive chime sound.
Loud, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. Plus, the actual fire handle for engine number 2 lights up bright red. And the condition lever, that turns red too. There was no ambiguity, serious fire in engine 2.
So, okay, multiple alarms, flashing lights, noise.
Yeah.
What does a crew do in that instant? At such a low altitude, that's terrifying.
It is, but their training kicks in immediately. They went straight into the engine fire procedure.
Only memorize.
Exactly. You have memory items, actions you do instantly without looking. Then you back it up with the ATR checklist for that specific emergency.
Okay.
While doing all that, they also leveled off, maintained 3,000 feet. Super important for managing the situation, giving them space. They were flying downwind for runway 06, basically parallel to the runway, heading the opposite way, setting up for a return.
Smart. And they told ATC.
Oh, absolutely. Pilot immediately requested an immediate relanding back in Manila from air traffic control. Declared the emergency.
Okay, so they've handled the immediate actions. They're heading back, but the engine's still on fire, presumably. Were they worried about it spreading? Or, I mean, what's the situation during that approach back?
Well, this is where the story takes a really interesting, kind of unexpected turn.
Oh.
As they were on short final approach, like really close to the runway, maybe 500 feet up,
Yeah.
all the ENG Fire 2 indications just went out. Poof. Extinguished.
Wait, really? The fire put itself out?
Apparently so. Before they even touched down, the warning stopped. The fire was out.
That is incredible. Is that common, or does that tell us something specific?
It's definitely not something you'd count on happening every time. It might speak to, the effectiveness of cutting the fuel supply, maybe the design of the engine to cell containment. Hard to say for sure without being there, but it certainly helped.
Wow. Okay, so fire's out. Then what? Smooth landing?
Yep. Landed safely back on runway 06. They even took the Rapid 1 exit, that's a high-speed turnoff, to clear the runway quickly.
Efficient even in an emergency.
Pretty much. Crossed runway 13, taxied left on Delta, and parked up at Bay 114A at Terminal 3.
And the passengers.
Since the fire was confirmed out, the captain just ordered a normal deplaning. Everyone got off calmly. And crucially, no injuries. Not a single one among all 58 people.
That's the best possible outcome from such a scary situation.
Absolutely. Everyone walked away.
So, okay, crisis over. Everyone's safe. Now, the big question. Why did it happen? What did the investigation by CAA, the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, find?
They pinpointed a very specific cause. The probable cause, according to the report, was a fuel nozzle failure.
A fuel nozzle seems like such a small part to cause such a massive problem.
Well, yeah, but it's critical. It controls how fuel is sprayed into the engine. If that fails, well, you saw the result. It led directly to that fire in engine number 2.
Right.
It really highlights how, one single component failing can set off this chain reaction, leading to a really severe emergency. Shows why checking every little piece is so important.
Definitely. So, knowing it was the fuel nozzle, what did CAP tell Cebu Pacific to do about it? What were the recommendations?
They gave 2 very clear practical safety recommendations.
Okay.
First, conduct a visual inspection of the fuel nozzles before the first flight of every day. Just look at them.
Makes sense.
And the second, they recommended that the airline shorten the time between the more thorough interval inspections for those fuel nozzles based on their maintenance schedule for the ATR-72-500. Basically, check them more often.
Right. Be more proactive. And these weren't just like friendly suggestions, were they? Did CAP make sure they actually did it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The report specifically said that CAP's own airworthiness inspectors had to monitor Cebu Pacific to make sure these recommendations were implemented. They followed up.
Good. That accountability is key.
It really is. And it brings up that wider point, doesn't it? How we learn from these things. Even when an incident ends well, like this one did, the investigation, the recommendations, that feedback loop is constantly driving safety improvements across the whole industry.
Yeah, absolutely. This whole deep dive into the RPC 7250 incident, it really underscores the layers of safety in flying, doesn't it? You've got the pre-flight checks, the crew's training, their ability to react so fast under pressure. It's a whole system designed to handle the unexpected.
It really is. It's that combination, that dance, like you said, between the human element, the skill, the procedures, and the mechanical reliability. And it's always adapting, always learning.
Finding that specific cause, the fuel nozzle, and then having those targeted recommendations, it just shows how every single incident, good outcome or bad, provides data.
Invaluable data. It feeds back into making things safer. It's about, constant vigilance, always looking for ways to improve, learning from every single flight, every event.
So, for you listening, what really stands out from this story? Is it the crew's calm performance under that immense pressure? Or maybe it's the often unseen work of the investigators, the maintenance teams, the people who turn these close calls into lessons learned?
Yeah, it makes you think, doesn't it? About that complex web of people and procedures and technology all working together, often invisibly, just to keep us safe up there.